Hello everyone, welcome to my sixth video lecture on partial differential equations. In this video also we will try to solve a few more problems on Lagrange linear partial differential equations. So here is the first example. It is asked to solve here the partial differential equation which is of the form capital P multiplied with small p plus capital Q multiplied with small q equal to capital R. I hope you understand what I want to write here. This bracket is capital P, this bracket is capital Q, and this value on RHS is capital R. So this type of partial differential equation, they are called as Lagrange linear partial differential equations. So the given Lagrange linear partial differential equation we have considered, and it looks like this. Here capital P is the first bracket, that is z square minus 2yz minus y square, and capital Q is the coefficient of small q here, that is x into bracket y plus z, and capital R is the value on right hand side, that is xy minus xz, that is. So we are having these things, and after having these things in hand, let us write down the auxiliary equations. So these are the steps, prescribed steps in the solution of Lagrange linear partial differential equation. So after having these things in hand, we have to write down the auxiliary equations. Auxiliary equations are dx by capital P, d equals to dy by capital Q equal to dz by capital R, and it is advised to take each member is equal to some common constant k. This is our usual practice, because whenever we want to use the multipliers, this is a better practice to take k as a common constant equal to each member individually. So we are having this thing as the auxiliary equations. Now when we substitute the values of capital P, capital Q, capital R, so it is dx divided by z square minus 2yz minus y square, the first member, equals to dy divided by x into bracket y plus z, the second member, equal to dz divided by the value of R, that is xy minus xz. It is visible here, xy minus xz. If we take x outside, it looks like y minus z, very easy to understand here, and on RHS k is there. Let us call these auxiliary equations as 1. Now it is just like solving the simultaneous differential equations which we have studied in the previous chapter, total differential equations. The same procedure we are going to use, that is either grouping method, that is considering a pair of members and going for integration, that is the first method, or the second alternative method is the use of multipliers, that is we will use the multipliers in such a way that the denominator becomes 0. So that is the second method. We have seen in the previous video how to choose the multipliers and use them to find the solution of the auxiliary equations. So here also the same type of job we are going to perform. It is a very simple job. I have taught you in a very simple way in the previous video how to choose the multipliers. So now here also we will proceed with the same method and try to solve these auxiliary equations. Now first of all, it is very easy. If we look at the members second and third, x can be cancelled, so yz, so the terms can be handled very easily, because we will be having dy here, dz here on the numerators, so y plus z, y minus z in the denominator. So with the terms in hand, we can very easily proceed. So therefore first let us consider the second and third members. So when we consider the second and third members of equation 1, we will be having dy by x into bracket y plus z equals dz by x into bracket y minus z, and after cancelling x and x, we will be having dy by y plus z, dy by y plus z equals dz by y minus z. Now it is not possible to separate z and y so easily here. So what can be done? We can go for cross multiplication. So when we cross multiply this here, so it is y minus z into dy, and here it is y plus z into dz, that is. Now let us multiply the bracket with this term. So it is y dy minus z dy equals, it is y dz plus z dz. So we have simplified the brackets by multiplying the terms within the bracket. Now let us collect all the terms in one side. So let us take these to the left hand side. So it is y dy plus z dz, this becomes minus z dz, y dy minus z dz. Let us keep them in the beginning, and the remaining two terms, that is minus z dy is already there, minus z dy, and this is minus y dz. Let us keep them at the end. On RHS nothing will be there. So we have arranged the terms in this format. Now what is our observation? This is very simple. It can be very easily integrated. So integration of y with respect to y we can do, integration of z with respect to z we can do. So let us keep these two terms as they are. Whereas z with respect to y we cannot proceed, we cannot integrate, y with respect to z we cannot integrate. But however, we observe here that these two terms can be written as minus taken outside. Now this is just like z as it is, differentiation of y, we have taken plus minus outside here. So when we take minus outside, it will become plus. So therefore z as it is, differentiation of y, plus second term y as it is, differentiation of z. So this is nothing but this total thing is nothing but differentiation of zy using the product rule. So this is just like the differentiation of z into y using the product rule. So d of zy stands for first function as it is, differentiation of the second, plus second as it is, differentiation of the first. So this is so easily we have understood that these two terms can be written in a simple way like this, and on RHS nothing is there. And now you can proceed with integration, and when we integrate, integration of y with respect to y is y square by 2 minus integration of z with respect to z is z square by 2 minus, and here I want to write integration differentiation of zy equals to 0 plus the constant of integration, we have to take it as some c1. So let us write down this as y square by 2 minus x z square by 2 as they are, minus integration differentiation cancelling out, only the bracket zy remains, and on RHS it is c1. Now let us multiply throughout by 2, and that gives us, when we multiply throughout by 2, 2 cancel, it is y square, minus 2 cancel, it is z square, here it is minus 2zy equals to 2c1 can be written as c1 dash, where c1 dash stands for 2 into c1. So let us call this as equation number 2. So this is the first solution which we have computed for the given auxiliary equation 1. Now in this case we have made use of this important adjustment, and we have not used the multipliers. So now in the next case we will be using the multipliers so as to get the next solution. So what are the multipliers? So let us choosing the multipliers, choose the multipliers. I request you people to look at the equation number 1 and try to choose the multipliers. So if we look at the terms here, xy plus xz, xy minus xz, and if we look at the denominator, so the terms in the denominator here is having z square, here is having x, we are having xz. Here we are having minus xz. So this term, if we multiply by x, it will be plus xz square, and if we multiply this with z, it will be minus xz square. So the first multiplier should be x, the third multiplier should be z, so that these two terms cancel with each other. And here it is minus xy square, it is plus xy here. If we use the multiplier y as the second, in the second place, it will be plus xy square, so that cancels with this minus. So the multipliers will be comfortably x, y and z. So if we choose those multipliers, there is a chance of having 0 in the denominator. So let us choose multipliers x, y, z in 1. We get, so in the numerator it is very easy to write. I will directly write x dx plus y dy plus z dz divided by, I will show you how the denominator is. So we are looking at this equation number 1 here. I have brought the equation number 1 here at this place. Now by looking at the denominator of equation number 1 and with the multipliers here, it is going to be x z square minus 2xyz minus xy square. So multiplication with x is over, plus with this we have to multiply y. Xy into y, it is xy square. Xy plus z, it is xyz. Come to this term, plus this, with this z should be multiplied. Third multiplier is z. When we use multiplier z here, it is xyz, xzz, it is with minus sign, xz square. And on RHS of equation 1 we are having k, so the same k continues here on right hand side, and we are observing the terms. This is minus and this is plus, so these two are cancelling. This is minus and this is plus, cancelling. So xyz, 2 times of xyz, cancelling with this negative of 2 times of xyz, so these two are cancelled. So entirely the denominator is going to be 0. So what can we write? X dx plus y dy plus z dz divided by 0. I will write here divided by 0, and on RHS it is k. So in the next step, let us transfer this d0 to the right hand side. So when we transfer this 0 to the other side, it is looking like x dx plus y dy plus z dz equals to k into 0 is 0. So now it is very easy to integrate. When we integrate x with respect to x, it is x square by 2 plus it is y square by 2 plus it is z square by 2, the third one. And on RHS, 0 integration is 0 plus some constant of integration c2. Now this on multiplication with 2, everywhere if we multiply by 2, 2 to cancel, 2 to cancel, 2 to cancel, and 2c2, let us choose it as c2 dash. So here on RHS we will be having c2 dash, and here it is x square plus y square plus z square. So this we call it as equation number 3. Now the equation 2, which we have already obtained in the previous step, that is this thing, equation 2, along with this equation number 3, we are having the required general solution in the form that is therefore phi of y square minus z square minus 2yz, which we have written by using this equation number 2, that is this thing we have used, and we have written the first member in this bracket, comma, the second member is here, that is x square plus y square plus z square. So this arbitrary function of two members is the required solution of the given partial differential equation of Lagrange type. So Lagrange linear PDE we have solved and obtained the solution. So this completes this problem. We will go for the next problem now. In this problem, it is asked to solve the PDE, capital P with small p here plus capital Q with the small q here, that is equal to R on RHS. So it is what? It is Lagrange linear partial differential equation. So Lagrange linear partial differential equation standard format is here, and in the given problem we are having capital P, the coefficient of small p, as x minus y. So here capital P value is x minus y, capital Q value is y plus x, capital R value is 2 into xz. So after having these things, let us write down the auxiliary equations. The auxiliary equations are dx by capital P equals dy by capital Q equals dz by capital R equals to some common constant k. And now let us write down the values of p, q and r. That is x minus y here, and the value of q is y plus z, sorry, y plus x, that is equal to dz divided by 2xz, and the value on RHS of here, the above equation is 1. Therefore we are keeping k as it is, and this we are calling it as 1, and this one now represents the auxiliary equations. Now our intention here is to solve the auxiliary equations. And how to solve the auxiliary equations? There are two methods. One method is to use the multipliers, and another method is to combine the members. So the combination of members can be done, but before that we are observing here these two terms are very comfortable, that is x cancels with minus x, y cancels with plus y directly. But if we look at all the terms together, so here it is x, here it is minus y plus x, but here if we divide this term by z, it will be 2x. So if we add these two, they will be xx 2x. So plus 2x cancels with minus 2x. There is a chance of having 0 in the denominator, and even these two terms are going to be 0. Therefore we can choose the multipliers. 1 1. Here 1 1, nothing should be done, adding the terms together. So x plus x 2x, plus y minus y cancel, so only 2x is remaining here. From the third, we want to get rid of this z, therefore let us divide by z. So 1 by z should be the multiplier, and we want to have the opposite sign, that is minus. So minus 1 by z will be the third multiplier. So if we use these multipliers in 1, that implies 1 dx, that is dx, plus 1 dy, that is dy, minus 1 by z dz, that is minus 1 by z dz here in the numerator, divided by the denominator looks like x minus y, we are multiplying with 1, plus y plus x, so 1 1, we have used two multipliers, minus 2xz divided by z, it is minus 2x remaining, and on RHS k is remaining. Now this x plus x, these two when we add, plus 2x cancels with minus 2x, so plus y cancels with minus y, so nothing will be there in the denominator. So therefore dx plus dy minus 1 by z dz in the numerator whole divided by 0, that is equal to k. In the next step, if we cross multiply, this is dx plus dy minus 1 by z dz equals to 0, and when we integrate, it implies integration of 1 with respect to x is x, plus integration of 1 with respect to y is y, minus integration of 1 by z with respect to z is log of z, and on RHS it is 0, integration is 0, plus some constant of integration, that is c1. So let us call it as equation number 2, and this is the first part of the solution we have obtained. Now in order to obtain the second part of the solution, we shall consider the first and second members. So we shall consider the first and second members. Consider first and second members members of equation 1, that is auxiliary equations. What are those terms? Dx by x minus y equals dy by y plus x. So please see here, these are the auxiliary equations from which we have considered the first two members. Again, we observe here that the terms are having xy together and xy together. Therefore, we cannot directly proceed for integration because the variables are not separated. So what we shall do, we shall cross multiply and see is it possible to rearrange the terms. So here when we cross multiply, this is y plus x into dx, and on RHS it is x minus y into dy. Now let us multiply these two brackets, that is y dx, we are getting here y dx plus x dx equals to x dy minus y dy, that is on the right hand side. Now we are observing here that it is better if we take this entire thing to the left hand side. So here this x dy, when we take it to the left hand side, it becomes minus x dy. So let us write minus x dy plus y dx plus y dx, x dy y dx we want to keep together, and this plus x dx as it is here, this minus y dy becomes plus y dy. So we have rearranged the terms like this. The first we have taken this to the other side with negative sign, and we have written this as it is, this as it is, and later on at the end we have taken this to the left hand side, and on RHS 0 will be remaining. Now it is better to look at the terms in this fashion, that is here x dx plus y dy is there. X dx plus y dy can be written as the differentiation of x square plus y square, because x square differentiation will be 2x dx plus 2y dy. Therefore differentiation of x square plus y square will be looking like this. Therefore our objective here will be to divide these first two terms and the last two terms with the common denominator x square plus y square. So this is an important step. Please remember this. This is an important adjustment we are doing in between, for the first two terms, considering them as the first term, that is x dy minus y dx. After taking minus sign outside here, we are taking this as the first term and we are dividing it by the common denominator x square plus y square, plus the remaining two terms kept in one bracket and treating them as the second term, and we are dividing that by the same denominator x square plus y square, and 0 divided by anything is 0. So this is an important step. After this step, now the terms will be arranged in this fashion. Now this 1 divided by, I am writing over here x square plus y square as it is here. Remaining thing is just like the quotient rule, that is keeping the denominator as it is, differentiation of the numerator, minus numerator as it is, differentiation of the denominator, divided by the denominator square, that is x square. So this is just like the quotient rule, but x square is missing here. So we have divided by x square. Let us multiply by 1x square over here. So we have multiplied and divided by the x square. There is no mistake we have committed. So the same thing divided by x square plus y square is visible. So therefore this is an important adjustment once again. So in order to use the quotient rule, we have adjusted the terms like this. Plus here the numerator is x dx. Instead of that, it is better if we have 2x dx plus 2y dy. So it is 2x dx plus 2y dy. So what we have done, we have multiplied by the factor 2. Let us divide by the factor 2. So remaining thing x square plus y square as it is, and on RHS it is 0. Nothing will be there. So in the next step, the terms should be rearranged like this. Here minus bracket, let us keep this as the first term, taking x square common here, this minus sign as it is I am writing over here, x square as it is in the numerator divided by this x square. If I take common in the denominator, it will be 1 here, plus it will be y square by x square, and the remaining this particular thing can be written as differentiation of y by x. Please try to understand here. This is just like differentiation of y by x, because it is denominator as it is, differentiation of numerator, denominator as it is, differentiation of numerator, minus numerator as it is, differentiation of denominator, divided by the denominator square. So therefore in place of this entire bracket, it is better to write d of y by x. So it is very simple thing we have done here, plus 1 by 2 as it is. Now it is just like differentiation of numerator is the differentiation of denominator. So let us keep it as d of x square plus y square. In the numerator it is d of x square plus y square. If we write, the answer will be 2x dx, it is here, plus 2y dy, it is here. So it is d of x square plus y square, that can be written very easily in the numerator. Denominator x square plus y square as it is, and our RHS 0 as it is. Now here we can cancel this x square with this x square, and it is minus of, this implies minus of, this is what 1 divided by 1 plus y by x whole square, 1 divided by 1 plus y by x whole square into differentiation of y by x, that is, plus this 1 by 2 as it is, d of x square plus y square divided by x square plus y square as it is, on RHS 0 as it is. We know one important thing, since differentiation of tan inverse of y by x, differentiation of tan inverse of y by x is, differentiation of tan inverse of y by x is 1 divided by 1 plus y by x whole square into differentiation of this y by x. So therefore this entire thing which is visible over here, that can be replaced by simply d of, minus sign as it is, d of tan inverse of y by x, that is. Try to understand, differentiation of tan inverse of y by x is 1 divided by 1 plus y by x whole square, because tan inverse x differentiation is 1 divided by 1 plus x square, 1 divided by 1 plus bracket square, and differentiation of this bracket should be taken into account. That is visible over here, and that entire thing is here. Therefore its value, that is a d of tan inverse of y by x, can be written in place of this. So that we have written, and on RHS it is 1 by 2 as it is. Now this is d of x square plus y square divided by x square plus y square as it is on LHS, and on RHS 0 as it is. Now it is very easy to integrate. Integrating, when we integrate minus sign as it is, integration d of tan inverse of y by x, that is the first term, plus here I should have plus sign, 1 by 2 as it is outside, integration of 1 divided by x square plus y square in the denominator. In the numerator it is differentiation of x square plus y square, and an RHS differential integration of 0 is 0 plus constant of integration is C2. Let us take it as. Now this implies minus sign as it is, integration differentiation is going off. It is tan inverse of y by x remaining here plus 1 by 2 as it is. It is very easy. It is very important to observe here. Integration of, if we have the integrand as numerator is the derivative of the denominator. When we have numerator as the derivative of the denominator, then the integral of that quantity is log of the denominator. That is log of x square plus y square. That we have used over here. That is when the numerator is derivative of the denominator. Here we are observing, in the denominator x square plus y square is there. In the numerator it is differentiation of the denominator is there. So in that case, integration of that integrand is log of the denominator, and on RHS it is C2. Now this is equal to, this implies, if we call it as equation number 3, from 2 and 3, the required general solution we can write it as phi of the first member. I will show you what solution we have obtained in the first step, that is x plus y minus log z equal to C1. This we will consider as the first member, and the term which we have obtained here in the second portion, we will use it as the second member of phi. So it is x plus y minus log z. From equation number 2 we are having this thing, comma, the remaining thing is here, that is the second member, which is let us write the positive term 1 by 2 log of x square plus y square first minus tan inverse of y by x. So phi of first member comma second member equal to 0, where phi is an arbitrary function, is the required solution of the given PDE. So the Lagrange linear PDE, we have solved it in a very systematic way. In fact, it is a very big and lengthy problem. I have made so many efforts to make the problem quite simple. So please have a look at this carefully and try to understand the problem. So I thank all of you for watching the video. So with this, Lagrange linear partial differential equation part completes. In the next video we will consider the differential equations of first order which are non-linear. So with this, let me stop. Thank you.